1,277 days till new halving, fear and greed sitting at 61, which is greed. 38 days left till the US election, and Bitcoin is currently trading at a 65.5k. We had a little breakout out of the downtrend resistance there, which is pretty great, sitting at 65k. If we're gonna have a current daily candle close above the resistance, then we're gonna have a confirmation of a breakout. 4-hour time frame and daily time frame is looking pretty bullish, trading above the 200 EMA, which is pretty great. Weekly time frame, 3 green candles in a row, trading above the whole August month, which is also bullish. Weekly MACD is finishing the red phase, giving us bullish momentum there. Monthly MACD is still looking pretty bad, but the monthly candle, the current September candle, is actually trading above the August candle, which is something unusual, because usually September is the worst month for the Bitcoin and is usually have a red candle there, but currently we're having approximately 12% upside on a current candle. If we're gonna have a close with the current price 65.5k, we got 3 days left till the close of the current month, and also October is usually a bullish month. So if we're gonna have October with the same profits, like 10%, then we're definitely gonna have the monthly MACD reversal, because the current one is finishing the green phase, which is pretty bad. And we may see the same scenario as we had in 2021 bull cycle, when monthly MACD was also finishing the green phase, and then in October we had a reversal, and then we made a new all-time high there. So if we're gonna have the same correlation, that would be pretty great. Ethereum is correlating with the Bitcoin, but slightly underperforming, pretty visible on Ethereum Bitcoin pair, still trading below the falling wedge. BTC dominance sitting at 57.5% support, pretty great. Ethereum dominance trading at a 2-year low, at a range of 2-year low, 14.2%. Gold is making a new all-time high, trading at a range of new all-time high. S&P yesterday made a new all-time high and still trading at a range of new all-time high. So in general, financial assets are looking pretty great. Also on a Bitcoin, cup and handle is forming, which is usually a bullish sentiment and bullish indicator, specifically for the Bitcoin in this case. So let's move on to the news, pretty much all of the TA. First news are coming from Gary Gensler. He confirms that BNY Mellon Bank has SEC approval to offer Bitcoin custody services, which is more Bitcoin adoption, pretty good. El Salvador is continuing to keep buying 1 Bitcoin every single day, currently sitting at 5,884 Bitcoins. Bullish for El Salvador. MicroStrategy is up 44% in 20 days. It has gained $11 billion in the market cap and is now worth $33 billion. Again, pretty positive news for the Bitcoin and for MicroStrategy. Also, Bitcoin ETFs had $1 billion inflow in a recent 12 trading days. Pretty great. Also, back to Gary Gensler, he's saying that his position, the SEC position on a Bitcoin, that it is not a security. And he's saying that Bitcoin, that's not a security, you now have a way to buy it in there through the ETFs traded on NQ and New York Stock Exchange. Later we're gonna listen to his words, not now. Also on the news, Citibank saying that hard landing should happen and aggressive rate cuts by Fed is more likely. Also in the news, BlackRock, pretty bullish on the Bitcoin in recent couple of months actually, is saying that Bitcoin is not a risk-on asset. Also, PayPal is now lets 30 million merchants withdraw Bitcoin to external wallets. Again, pretty bullish for Bitcoin adoption. We're trying to keep it decentralized, not centralized inside of the PayPal system. Also, financial institutions are experimenting with Bitcoin-backed lending, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, let's go back to the Gary Gensler, his words about the Bitcoin and position from SEC.
But there's some argument to be made that you want
his interview on CNBC.
Actually, it would be better if all of this business was happening in the U.S. You talked about an SBF. Obviously, that was taking place in the Bahamas, and a lot of people were trying to do things in other places. If there was a real regime here that everybody could trust, and we had established rules, and there weren't these questions about whether you were going to go over the line or you're behind the line, where the line was, would that be better?
I think that we do have those rules.
So you think those lines exist? Then why do people in the industry say that they don't know what the rules are?
Look, not liking the rules is not the same as that there aren't rules. And I think there's a lot that have profited off of the public's interest in this field, but profited without the proper disclosures. And inherently, there's business models that have a lot of conflicts. And we've seen the results of that time in and time again. Outside of crypto and inside of crypto, we see what happens when there's so inherent conflict. So we've got 90 years of experience with this, Andrew. It works reasonably well. We've got the deepest, most liquid capital markets. We're trying to make them more efficient. What we're doing in the equity markets,
I think
what we're
you're
doing in the
warming
treasury
up
markets.
to top tier crypto. That's my take.
What's that?
I think you're warming up to top tier crypto. I don't think you think it's a monolith. I think you think there might be some actual usage or benefit to top tier crypto. Would you say that recently you're evolving to where? Go ahead.
Joe, where are you on what's called altcoins? There's 15 or 20,000.
That's what I
where
know.
are you, Joe?
But when you came in, you said, that I probably only own Bitcoin, and you act like that's okay for me because I don't own all the garbage. I think you were thinking. So I just get the feel.
Garbage was your word.
I know, but are you warming up to top?
Huh? It was not that kind of a word.
Actually,
right.
Joe, for the public, used a stronger word than garbage.
I did, but are you warming up to? Do you see that it's probably here to stay and something that could be useful?
This is something I said to students 4 and 5 years ago.
I know, but you didn't say it to once you were the SEC chairman.
No. That this field will not long persist without investor protection or consumer protection.
Can it persist?
Number two, many of these projects, without prejudging anyone, are tapping into the public's interest to raise money. That's the classic securities sort of protections that you put on place. You can decide to go long or short these projects, but you need the disclosures. And as it relates to Bitcoin, my predecessor and I have said that's not a security. You now have a way that you can actually express that view, buy into that through exchange-traded products, traded on NASDAQ, traded on New York Stock Exchange, and the like.
Okay, that's a yes then.
Where do you think Bitcoin is going to be in our society 20 years from now? If you were to sort of,
I don't really know.
You have any idea?
I don't know. I mean, there's 7 billion people around the globe. I'm not going to make a prediction as to any one project, but what I would say is the field is going to have a challenge building trust, and it already has a challenge building trust when there's so many fraudsters, scammers, grifters in the field, and there are.
I mean, yeah, that's true. There's some. I mean, criminals exist in any type of financial asset, I guess. But he said 7 billions on the planet. I'm pretty sure we got 8 billions on the planet, but whatever. So that's pretty much all news and TA for today. Obviously hoping for the next pump. Again, we got 38 days left till the US election, which is usually the start of the bull cycle and the road to the new all-time high. But as you can see for now, we got 13% left for the new all-time high, 13% of the upside. So for now we're hoping for a upcoming pump, upcoming election and bull cycle. So to the moon, to the moon.